A lot of us might have been fantasizing of visiting another world. Dreaming of wandering off to planets with fantastical landscapes and surreal natural wonders. We even might have been watching some of the sci-fi movies because of the world it depicts that lie beyond our own realm of time and space. But most of this sci-fi movies highlights existentially beautiful, psychedelically stunning environments and settings, some of that are literally out of this world, are inspired by real-life locations here on Earth. For example, the floating mountains of the film Avatar was inspired from the towering pillar-like formations in China's Zhangjiajie National Forest. Although for now, we may not be able to visit the alien planets. But we can trek to some uniquely alien-like landscape here on our home planet. Here are unbelievably out-of-this-world places on Earth. Mono Lake. Mono Lake is an ancient saline lake in Mono County, California, formed at least 760,000 years ago as a terminal lake in an endorheic basin that covers over 70 square miles and supports a unique and productive ecosystem. The lake has no fish, instead it is home to trillions of brine shrimp and alkali flies. Hoh Rainforest, Olympic National Park. The Hoh Rainforest is tucked deep within a glacial river valley less than 50 miles from the Pacific Ocean. It sits in the shadow of Mount Olympus. In addition to the lush biodiversity you'd expect from a temperate rainforest, that remote quality makes Hoh one of the quietest places anywhere on Earth, almost completely free of any human noise pollution. Pinnacles Desert. The ancient pinnacles are thousands of limestone formations within Namboong National Park, near the town of Cervantes, Western Australia. These enormous standing stones have been formed from solidifying sand dunes over thousands of years and can be up to 3.5 meters high and sit amongst the eerily quiet sand dunes in the Namboong National Park. Huang Long Scenic Reserve. Huang Long Scenic Reserve is located in the southern part of the Minshan mountain range. Designated a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1992, Huang Long is famous for colorful travertine lakes and ponds, sinuous steep mountain valleys, magnificent snow mountains and mysterious peaceful wild forests, which has made the park known as Wonder on the World and Heaven on the Earth. Depending on the season, these natural pools of different sizes and shapes can be colored in yellow, green, blue and brown. Vast yellow travertine landforms exist in the valley, and look like a yellow dragon. This is how the valley gained the name as Huang Long, Yellow Dragon. The travertine scenery was created by the thousands years of geological evolution, including glacial revolution, terrain movement, chemical reaction, climate changing, etc. It covers a total length of 3.6 kilometers. Bungle Bungle Range, Purnalulu National Park. The World Heritage listed Bungle Bungle Range is located within Purnalulu National Park in the Kimberley region of Western Australia. Rising 300 meters above the grass-covered plains that surround them, the Bungle Bungle are one of the world's most fascinating geological landmarks. The Bungle Bungle Range was formed over 360 million years ago when sand and gravel were deposited during the Devonian period. The ranges consist of stacks of ancient seabeds with layers of dolomite contained throughout them. The unusual orange and dark gray banding on the conical rock formations is caused by differences in the layers of sandstone. The darker bands are on the layers of rock which hold more moisture, and are a dark algal or cyanobacteria growth. The orange-colored layers are stained with iron and manganese mineral deposits contained within the sandstone. Iturup Island. Iturup, formerly known as Staten Island, is the largest and northernmost island in the southern Kurils, ownership of which is disputed by Japan and Russia. The island was Japanese territory until the end of the Second World War in 1945, when Soviet forces took possession of all the Kurils and forced out Japanese residents. The island is still claimed by Japan, which considers a site on Iturup to be its northernmost point. The nature of this island is amazingly picturesque. Black rocks similar in structure to the sidewalk tiles in the form of hexagons. The beach consists of black sand with magnetic iron ore. White cliffs consisting of pumice, congealed volcanic ash. This is the land of volcanic massifs and mountain ranges, stretched from the northeast to the southwest by 200 kilometers. The width ranges from 7 to 27 kilometers. In total, there are 20 volcanoes on Iturup, of which 9 volcanoes are active. Also, there are a lot of waterfalls on the island, including one of the highest waterfalls in Russia, Ilya Muromets Waterfall, 141 meters, as well as lakes, hot and mineral springs. Skaftafell. Skaftafell is a preservation area in Orkney, southeast Iceland. Originally known as Skaftafell National Park, it was subsequently joined together with other nearby regions to form the larger Vatnajökull National Park. The geology in Skaftafell includes the effects of glaciers and glacial rivers, Sonder plains and endless rock diversity. The close connection between ice and volcanoes has produced spectacular rocks that formed by subglacial volcanism. The oldest rocks in Skaftafell are over 4 million years. Svartifoss Waterfall is an incredible and awe-inspiring waterfall found inside Skaftafell, hidden in a floral utopia behind birch trees and yellow buttercups. The name translates to Black Waterfall, and you will know exactly why when the dark volcanic basalt columns start to appear. Down in the center of the Black Bow, an elegant but narrow cascade of about 20 meters, 65 feet, falls vertically down. The contrast of hexagonal black columns and the white water make up a magical setting. Giant's Causeway. The Giant's Causeway is an area of about 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, the result of an ancient volcanic fissure eruption. It is located in County Antrim on the north coast of Northern Ireland. It was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1986 and a National Nature Reserve in 1987 by the Department of the Environment for Northern Ireland. Dianzi Mountains. Dianzi Mountain is located in Zhangjiajie in the Hunan province of China, close to the Sihuaxi Valley in south-central China. The mountains are quartz sandstone and were formed about 400 million years ago through irregular rising patterns of the Earth's crust, and with about 318 million years of erosion these tall and skinny mountains were formed. This geological formation belongs to the New South Asian tectonic system. Kurlangarfjall. Kurlangarfjall is situated in the shadow of Hofsjökull Glacier in the Central Highlands. The mountain range is part of a large and active volcanic system whose highest peak is 1,477 meters tall and features 3 large geothermal areas. Kurlangarfjall is famous for its picturesque rhyolite mountains topped with small glaciers where the snow and ice meet, rising towers of steam. Minerals that have emerged from the hot springs colored the ground red, yellow, and green. The hills constantly change color in the passing light, creating an enchanting atmosphere and an unforgettable landscape. Beastie/Danazin Wilderness. The Beastie/Danazin Wilderness area covers 45,000 acres of badlands just south of Farmington, New Mexico. This high desert wilderness features a vast landscape containing some of the most unique rock formations on this planet. Time and natural elements have etched a fantasy world of strange rock formations made of interbedded sandstone, shale, mudstone, coal, and silt. The weathering of the sandstone forms hoodoos, weathered rock in the form of pinnacles, spires, cap rocks, and other unusual forms. Fossils occur in this sedimentary land formed. The Beastie was once a coastal swamp of an inland sea, and was home to many large trees, reptiles, dinosaurs, and primitive mammals. What visitors see today is the preserved record of this prehistoric swamp that is now a true desert wilderness. Painted Dunes, Lawson Volcanic National Park. The Painted Dunes are multicolored pumice fields formed by oxidation of volcanic ashes. They fell out of volcanic eruptions that have sculpted the area inside Lawson National Park in Northern California. The ash on Painted Dunes is brightly oxidized because it fell on lava flows when they were still hot. The Painted Dunes, along with fantastic lava beds, and other eccentric geological features lie near Cinder Cone, a 700-foot-tall cinder cone volcano that's believed to have last erupted in 1650s. Diadvley, Namibnaukluft Park. Diadvley is located near the more famous salt pan of Sossusvley, inside the Namibnaukluft Park in Namibia. Diadvley is a clay pan characterized by dark, dead camel thorn trees contrasted against the white pan floor. The pan was formed when the Joshab River flooded and the abundance of water allowed camel thorn trees to grow. However, The climate changed and the sand dunes encroached on the pan, blocking the river from reaching the area. The trees are estimated to be approximately 900 years old, however they have not decomposed due to the dry climate. Mount Roraima. Mount Roraima is the highest of the Pacariamid chain of tepuis, tabletop mountain, or plateaus in South America. Mount Roraima is surrounded by 3 different countries, Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana, whose borderlines intersect on the massive shelf, with all 4 sides being sheer 400-meter-high cliffs. The geological marvel, tepuis, also known as House of Gods, has evolved over 2 billion years and still stands in unmissable glory. In the Pixar film Up, the Paradise Falls are also said to have been based on the dramatic waterfalls found in the area. Red Beach. The Red Beach is located in Dahua County, Penjin City, Liaoning, China. Penjin Red Beach is not a sandy beach. Instead, it is a reed-covered wetland in one of the world's largest reed marsh areas, the Lao River Delta. Its colorful, though misleading, name refers to the striking seasonal hues of its coastline, which is covered with the plant seaweed, Sueda salsa. The landscape is composed of shallow season tidelands. The Wave in Coyote Butte. The Wave is a sandstone rock formation located in Arizona, United States, near its northern border with Utah. The formation is situated on the slopes of the Coyote Buttes in the Paria Canyon Vermilion Cliffs wilderness of the Colorado Plateau. Dragon Blood Trees. The dragon blood tree, an evergreen tree found on the Socotra archipelago in Yemen, has been known since ancient times for its unusual appearance and red sap. The landscape of remote Socotra Island looks as if it comes from a sci-fi film, but in fact has evolved to look so otherworldly, as the Lost World Island has been separated from mainland Africa for between 6 and 7 million years. The island is one of the most remote places on Earth of continental origin and was once part of the supercontinent of Gondwana, which detached during the Miocene. Sentinels of the Arctic. One of the most beautiful places in the world, whose landscapes may serve as a reason for postcards, is the Finnish region called Lapland. An extraordinary phenomenon occurs during the winter. The trees are covered with ice and snow in such way that adopt shapes, which giants who take care of the land north, the sentinels of the Arctic. White Pocket, Vermilion National Park. The White Pocket is an isolated, notoriously hard-to-reach patch of sandstone hidden within the desert expanse of Vermilion Cliffs National Monument near the Arizona/Utah border. The entire area is covered in a gray rocky layer, sometimes only a few centimeters thick, above the red sandstone where the formations heave and drip that makes the entire landscape look like as if it was covered with icing sugar. In some spots the stone layers are completely twisted, just like an enormous marble cake. Caño Cristales. A unique biological wonder, Caño Cristales has been referred as the River of 5 Colors, the river that ran away from paradise, and the most beautiful river in the world. Caño Cristales is a Colombian river located in the Serranía de la Macarena province of Meta, and is a tributary of the Guayapero River. The bed of the river from the end of July through November is variously colored yellow, green, blue, black, and especially red, the last caused by Macarena clavidra plants, family Podostomachii, on the riverbed. Danakil Depression. Dubbed the cruelest place on Earth, the Danakil Depression sits more than 100 meters deep below sea level in northern Ethiopia's Afar region, a geological depression that has resulted from the divergence of 3 tectonic plates in the Horn of Africa. Not only is the depression one of the hottest places on the planet, it's also one of the most geologically active. The depression is essentially a molten, acidic, and bubbling expanse of land unlike anything else you've ever seen. The depression contains a mixed bag of minerals, salt, sulfur and dissolved iron, all of which manifest themselves in the vibrant combination of yellows, oranges, and reds that make the landscape look equal parts neon and deadly. Some of the Danakil Depression's pools boast a pH level below 1, which in terms of acidity sits somewhere between battery and stomach acid, with thin salt crusts frequently disguising underlying pools of deadly acid.